In this video, we'll be talking about Natal Aries Sun in the 10th house. So if you have this placement or you're watching for somebody else that has it, then you are in the right place. And with that being said, what the sun represents in astrology is it represents our ego and how we want to be seen in the world and what motivates our actions. And it's the way that we tend to constantly act because it rules Leo, which is a fixed fire sign. Fixed fire is about a constant way of acting, hence why it shows ego, but also it shows our energy. And, the sign Leo is ruled by the sun. So the sun also tends to show how we shine in the world or how our actions come across to others. So it's like an aspect of our personalities. When the sun is in Aries, it is exalted. And when you have an exalted planet in your 10th house, this is all about ambition. So generally speaking, these individuals will be highly ambitious and they will be focused on applying their energy towards things that matter in the world, at least from the perspective of society or other people. So a lot of times they will try to achieve success or do things that will matter and that will have an impact. So also Aries is about identity. And so this placement is about identifying with your responsibilities because the 10th house is about responsibilities and our public image. So a lot of times this placement shows somebody that identifies strongly with their responsibilities, their public image, or what it is that will have an impact in the world. So as I was saying, these are high achievers and high performers within their careers as well. Because part of their self-image is how other people think of them. And they really tie that to their identity as well, because Aries is about identity. And the sun is about what motivates our actions. So a lot of times these individuals can be motivated by providing for family or by a sense of security. And the reason why I say this is because the natural sign that has the 10th house in Aries is Cancer. Cancer is all about security, and it's all about laying down a foundation, and it's all about things that we care about. So it rules our family and our roots. So a lot of times with this placement, you could be a Cancer rising. If not, you'll be a Gemini rising for the most part. And some of you guys could be Taurus in a rare case. And then I think rarely you guys could also be Leo risings. But anyways, in general, when you have the sun in Aries, this shows leadership qualities or shows somebody that has a strong identity, a strong personality. And they constantly act in accordance to their way of perceiving things. So a lot of times this leads you to play a role of leadership or management within your career when you have this placement, because the 10th house is about career. And either way that things go, whether or not you're a leader or not, you tend to project a identity of status, authority, or success. And over time, you build up on this identity because the 10th house is things that build up over time. And when the sun is in Aries, it's in the 9th sign from its own sign because it rules Leo. So there's an underlying influence of the 9th house. The 9th house is all about experience or knowledge. So part of what leads you to a role of leadership is your level of experience, especially things that you've learned firsthand. So sometimes these individuals that have the sun in 10th house in Aries, they may not start out at a high position in their career or start out managing things. Although it is possible depending on what type of job that they are working or what type of ambitions they have. But for the most part, what will happen is that they will gain this position or this status through experience and through time. And it's not necessarily something they consciously try to do. They just constantly rank up at whatever position that they're in. And they're very first place type of people. They're very high performers. Aries is all about being quick. It's all about being fast, being first. So these people really plow through responsibilities very quickly, or through tasks, or like through their ambitions. Now, as they gain more experience, like I was saying, or learn things through hard work or prior qualifications or successes, they will rank up. And they just, like I was saying, they also project that identity of status or authority. And people tend to see you as knowledgeable or experienced or like a leader. So finally, the last point about this placement is that these individuals tend to impulsively take on a lot of responsibilities. So something about yourself when you have this placement is that you may take on more responsibilities or agreements than are balanced, but you just tend to have this ability to plow through them very quickly, because Aries is about doing things in a very direct manner. So these people are workhorses. Like, they can really get through things, and they kind of have like this long store of energy about them, and they tend to take on a lot of responsibilities and people's needs onto their own back. And just they may have an aspect of a difficult career because of that. Like, they could have a lot of responsibilities be put onto them. And they're seen as like a problem solver, somebody that can solve any, malfunction. And, it's just somebody people come to. So with that being said, I hope that this was insightful and that it resonated. And if you enjoyed or you learned something new in this video, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more content. For natal chart readings, check the description. I have a link to my Patreon, which is one way of getting a reading. And I also have my email, which is another way to get in contact with me for more specific inquiries. So other than that, I appreciate you guys watching and supporting in any way that you do. And I will talk to you guys sometime soon in another video. Peace.